but when they sang in English, it was wrong. It was almost laughable, which it shouldn't have been, but it was like having a brick wall between them and me. So anyway, I'm much more conscious of the music, varying the grooves and that sort of thing.
Let's talk a little bit more about your recordings, mentioning grooves. Not that we have records anymore, but...
Speak for yourself.
Well, I have the records, not the turntable. That's but how many recordings have you made, either individually or part of a group?
Well, individually, I've made 3 under my own name, 2 as part of Boogie Woogie Summit type things. With Sapphire, I should know this. I think it's 8 or 9 recordings. And I couldn't even begin a couple of dozen where I'm a side musician. In fact, things show up that I didn't even know I did sometimes. I didn't get paid for. You know, live recordings in clubs where I was just sitting in, that kind of thing. But a lot of recordings.
You also mentioned you had a reference to film a moment ago, and I can't remember exactly what you said about it, but that reminds me that I read that a documentary had been made about
Hot
Sapphire.
Flash, about Sapphire, yeah.
Appropriately named.
Yeah, it's you know, at the various film festivals showcasing there.
Is it going to be distributed for all to see, or?
I have no idea. I don't know.
It's something for us to look forward to, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, and to look forward to, too, I should mention I just recorded a live recording myself with my drummer and bass player. Called, you know, the band is now called Ann and the Animators. But, yeah, which I won't be able to release for 14 months because of contract from Sapphire.
So are you going to be continuing to tour as a group, or will you also...
Yes. Well, just until November.
Until then.
Yeah. And then after a couple of months, I'll release this other album and then tour behind that. But the other thing I'm working on, I'm very excited about, I'm working on a video on how to play blues and barrelhouse piano. And I'm very excited about that. I'm writing a script right now, which is a lot harder than I thought.
Well, to document everything, I think, is a great responsibility, because you don't want to leave anything important out.
Exactly.
But then the finished product is such value in.
I hope so. I hope that it helps, you know, people to learn. I'd like to pass this along. I mean, there are so many guitar players and so few piano players.
Yeah. So. What about this final tour? The title of the tour?
I don't know. The album is called Having the Last Word, so I guess this is the Having the Last Word tour.
Okay. Where, when?
Oh, gee, all over. Well, nothing overseas. We have Canada on the books, but nothing overseas yet. Oh, except Bermuda. We'll be in Bermuda. But, you know, pretty much all over, and a lot of the blues festivals we're going to be playing this year.
How long do you plan it to last?
It'll be over in November. We actually was supposed to be... excuse me, October was supposed to be the last shows, but we wanted to make the final show in Fredericksburg, and it turned out that had to be in November, so that will be at Mary
Something
Washington
again
College.
For us all to look forward to. Does Liz have any interest in music? Is she?
You know, she was very interested in music, and she was so wonderfully gifted. Played guitar for a while and sang, and then. And she played accordion for a while, but then when she got pregnant, she got out of touch with the accordion. She couldn't. But she's developed a new interest now. She still plays music, but she's very interested in photography, and she's been taking courses for years and years, and she's had lots of exhibits in New York, and she's curated some exhibits. She's really, really into it, and she does some wonderful work. My granddaughter is taking drum lessons, has been taking drum lessons for years and years.
Now, see, that's interesting, because we don't think of women as drummers.
That's true, although...
And here she is pursuing her own path.
Well, yeah, when I did this album with my family, and I looked around and realized that nobody in the family played drums. So I gave all the kids sticks and a video on how to play drums, and with Georgia it really took. and she's been taking drum lessons ever since. She also plays keyboards and guitar.
That is amazing.
And she's 11.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So there too, the future is.
Well, I don't know if music is genetic, but I know my brother's a great jazz piano player. My sister's a world-renowned violinist, and my nephew is a great bass player. I mean, my dad, everybody who is an offspring of my father in any way is a musician.
That's wonderful, and it really is a legacy of which to be very proud.
The family business.
The family business, right. Well, we have your tour to look forward to, and a new record to look forward to.
Right.
And then what?
Well, again, you know, I'm going to be putting this live recording out and touring behind that for a year or so. And after that, I don't know. You know, I would like to do a lot more overseas touring. I don't really ever intend to retire. I might slow down a little bit. I'm loving home. I don't know. I'll see what comes my way. There's a lot of things I've never done, like work with a big band with horns, and I've never done that. Or not. I've played with big bands, but I've never, not on a regular basis. I don't know. I'll see what comes. Now this last month, I was involved as a house band for a play. And I really enjoyed doing that, so maybe we'll do more of that.
Was that in Ohio?
It was in Ohio.
Yes, because we had talked about getting together earlier, and then you said you had to be in Ohio.
Right. It was really good. It was music. She used a lot of music that I was not familiar with, that everybody else on the planet is familiar with. You know, all this Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and all this stuff that I was supposed to be listening to back in the 60s and 70s, which I wasn't, because I was lost in the blues. So.
Well, what a lovely title to fix it on, or word combination of words for us to finish our interview with. Lost in the Blues.
Lost in the
I think something for us all to grab onto, and of course look forward to more of your work. And I thank you very, very much for letting us come and visit you and hear you play. And
thank you.
We have lots to look forward to.
Thank you. Thanks for documenting all the arts in Fredericksburg.
Oh, well, that's my pleasure. And we were very glad to be here. So